Hello everybody, it is I, the Conservative Coin Collector, and today I'm going to be combining the last two coins that I have to cover, the $half and the dollar coin. I'm also going to be skipping a majority of those coins. For the first 150 years of American history, all coin designs were the same, which means the coin history is the same. And I don't want to make, 5 videos in a row over and over on the same thing because that's boring. The cap bust design, the seated liberty design, the draped bust design, even the Barber coins were all the same. And yes, they're beautiful looking, but covering one coin, you're covering them all. So I'm going to skip a lot of those coins. But if you want to see the history of those coins, I've done videos on the penny, ever discontinued coin, the nickel, the dime, and the quarter. Now I'm going to combine the $half and the dollar coin. This is going to be, I think it's still going to be a relatively longer video because there's a lot to covering two coins. So I'm just going to get into it. I'm the Conservative Coin Collector. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And on to the video. I'm going to start with the $half. The first $half I will cover is one that doesn't share the design with anything. The designs I'm going to skip are the cap bust, the draped bust, the seated liberty, and even the Barber coinage. So we're skipping the first 150 years and going straight into the walk-in liberty $half. It was minted from 1916 to 1947 and designed by a well-known sculptor and engraver Adolf A. Weinman. In 1915, the mint director Robert W. Woolley came to believe it was not only allowed but required by law to replace coins that have been in use for 25 years. Thus, he began replacing the Barber coinage. He had the Commission of Fine Arts conduct a competition as a result, Weinman was to design not only the $half but the dime as well. The design that Weinman picked, it did not strike very well, which is probably why it got replaced to begin with, but it has been noted as being among the most beautiful US coins. The design of the $half is a figure of liberty. The folds and the stars and stripes flying in the breeze as a background, as you can see. Progressing in full stride towards the dawn of a new day is what liberty is doing, and she's carrying branches of laurel and oak, symbolical of civil and military glory. The hand of the figure is outstretched in bestowal of the spirit of liberty. The reverse of the $half shows an eagle perched high upon a mountain crag. His wings unfolded, fearless in spirit and conscious of power, springing from a rift in the rock of a sapling mountain pine, symbolical of America. The Franklin $half is next. It was a coin that was struck by the mint from 1948 to 1953. The obverse features founding father Benjamin Franklin, and the reverse is the Liberty Bell. A small eagle was placed on the right of the bell to fulfill the legal requirement that $half is to depict the small figure of an eagle, and they were produced with 90% silver with a reeded edge. The coin was struck at all three mints, the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. Mint director Nellie Taylor Ross had long admired Franklin and wanted him to be depicted on a coin. In 1947, she instructed chief engraver John R. Shinnock to prepare designs for a Franklin $half. Shinnock's designs were based on his early work, but unfortunately he passed away before the completion of the designs. They were completed by Shinnock's successor, Gilroy Roberts. The Mint submitted the new designs to the Commission of Fine Arts for its advisory opinion. The commission disliked the small eagle and felt that depicting the crack on the Liberty Bell would expose the coinage to jokes and ridicule. Despite the commission's disapproval, the Mint decided to proceed with Shinnok's original design. After the coins were released in April 1948, the Mint received accusations that Shinnok's initials JRS on the cutoff of Franklin's shoulder were a tribute to Soviet dictator Joseph Stalin. Stalin did not have a middle name that began with R. No change was made, with the Mint responding that the letters were simply the artist's initials. Which is actually kind of funny. On a side note, there were accusations a little after this that the characters on the I Love Lucy show were all communist because of the Red Scare and all that. Boy, I guess communist was the insult back in the day. Funny. Cut that last part out. The Canada $50. It's the last $50 I have for you today, and it's being minted to this day. The Canada $50 was first minted in 1964. This 50-cent coin was intended as a memorial to the assassinated 35th President John F. Kennedy. It was authorized by Congress just over a month after his death. Use of existing works by Mint sculptors Gilbert Roberts and Frank Gasparo allowed the dies to be prepared quickly, and striking began in January 1964. These silver coins were hoarded upon their release in March 1964 by collectors and those intended on they were interested in a memento to the late president. Although the Mint greatly increased production, the denomination was seldom seen in circulation. Continued rise in the price of silver only increased the hoarding. Many early Canada $50 have been melted for the silver content. Starting with the 1965 dated coins, the percentage of fine silver was reduced from 90 to 40%, called silver clad. But even with this change, the coins saw little circulation. In 1971, the silver was entirely eliminated from the $50, though production increased. The clad coins saw only a moderate increase in circulation. By 1980, usage had gradually fallen to the point where the $50 was only occasionally seen in circulation. A special design for the reverse was issued for the U.S. bicentennial and was struck in 1975 and 76. In addition to business strikes, special $50 were struck in 90% silver and minted in 1992. In 2014, a special 50th anniversary edition of the Canada $50 was also struck in almost pure gold. Even though ample supplies of $50 are readily available for most banks, the circulation is still limited. Production of the Canada $50 for general circulation was temporarily suspended from 2001 and from 2002 to 2020. And if you do coin roll hunts and you hunt $50, those are called NIFCs, are not intended for circulation. On to the dollar coin, the 1804 dollar. It is one of the rarest and most famous coins in the world. Its creation was the result of a simple bookkeeping error, but its status as a highly prized rarity has been established for nearly 150 years. The silver dollar is reported by the Mint being struck in 1804 but dated 1803, with dies still being very expensive in the early 19th century. The dies were used until they were no longer in working condition. This is why many early US coins exhibit various kinds of die cracks, occlusions, cuts, and clash marks, and the other late side die where nearly every U.S. coin struck from 1793 to 1825 has an example of the kind of struck in a year other than which it bears. No dollars bearing the date 1804 were to ever struck in 1804, though it was unknown to mint officials at the time that the 1804 dollar came to be. The next dollar up is the Cedar Liberty dollar, but since I've covered that design by the quarter and all the other coins, I'm skipping that one because that's all remedial. So on to the gold dollar coins. They were produced from 1849 to 1889. 1853 gold dollar coins were 13 millimeters across and called Type 1. Type 2 were thinner but larger at 15 millimeter diameter, and they were produced from 1854 to 1855. The most common gold coins is Type 3, struck from 1856 to 89. Production of US dollar gold coins was high until the Civil War, and by 1863 only the larger value gold coins were in production. Most gold coins were produced from 1863 onward, and many were produced for imports to pay for enormous amounts of war material and interest on some US government bonds. Many of these coins from the Civil War, silver coins included, are in excellent condition, and they saw very limited circulation, with greenbacks and postage mostly taking their place. The trade dollar, minted from 1873 to 1885. It is what the name says it is. It was a dollar produced in response to other Western powers, such as Great Britain, Spain, France, and particularly Mexico, to compete with the trade coins used in Asia. While the previous Spanish dollar it contained less fine silver than the standard dollar coin, the Mexican pesos minted after the Mexican independence contained more. This one had to contain more 90% fine silver. Many of the trade dollars ended up in China during their first 2 years of production. They were very successful. Many of them exhibit holes or chop marks which are counter stamps from Asian merchants to verify the authenticity of the coins. Many trade coins of the Western powers and the large silver coins from China, Korea, and Japan also bear these chop marks. While most chop mark coins are generally worth less without, some of them have more fascinating chop marks that can give these coins a modest premium. Perhaps my favorite dollar coin, and my favorite coin to try to collect of all time, the Morgan dollar. Morgan dollars are all composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, and they were struck between 1878 and 1904, with a minting in 1921 and a commemorative minting in 2021. The 1921 dated coins are the most common, and there exists a substantial collector market for pristine, uncirculated specimens of the rarer dates and mint marks. Morgan dollars are second only to Lincoln cents in collector popularity. The coin is named after its designer, George T. Morgan, and they were minted in Philadelphia, New Orleans, San Francisco, Carson City, and in 1921 only, Denver. Production of the Morgan dollar began again in 2021, and the U.S. Mint officials announced its intention to continue producing them in 2023 and beyond. The Peace Dollar. The Peace Dollar was introduced in December 1921, and it was designed and promulgated to commemorate the signing of the formal peace treaties between the Allied forces Germany and Austria. These treaties officially ended the Allies' World War I hostilities between these two countries. In 1922, the mint made silver dollar production its top priority, causing other denominations to be produced sparingly, if all, that year. Production ceased temporarily after 1928. Original plans called for only one year suspension, but it was extended by the Great Depression. Mint resumed in 1934, but only for 2 years. Minting of the peace dollar began again in 2021. U.S. mint officials have announced an intention to continue these peace dollars in 2023 and even beyond that. It's a great design, why would they not? The Eisenhower or Ike dollar. It was minted from 1971 to 1978, and the obverse depicted President Dwight Eisenhower, and the reverse was the Apollo 11 moon landing. And in 1976, to commemorate America's 200th, just like the half dollar, it had a Liberty Bell on the back of it. The Eisenhower dollar was in circulation for only a couple of years, and it contained no silver nor gold, but were instead composed of the same copper nickel clad composition used for the dime, quarter, and half dollar. This made circulation coins easily resistant to wear, and like the smaller denominations, they still retain a good shine, even heavily circulated. From 1971 to 76, the mint also composed dollars of 40% silver, and the collector market may put them into proof or uncirculated coin boxes. These coins were never very popular, primarily because of their large size and weight. It made them inconvenient to carry, and the fact that very few vending machines were designed to accept them. They saw great use in casinos and the $1 tokens, and many United States casinos still approximate the size and weight of the coins. Prior to the withdrawal of these coins, which remained legal tender, many casinos did not strike their own tokens, but instead used the Eisenhower dollar. The Susan B. Anthony dollar. From 1979 to 1981, and again in 1999, the Mint produced Anthony dollars depicting women's suffrage activist Susan B. Anthony. She thus became the first historical female person to be portrayed on U.S. coinage. Many earlier designs depicting women on coins was Liberty, and even Spain's Queen Isabella appeared on the 1893 Columbian Exposition Quarter, but that coin was not intended for general circulation. The Anthony dollars were made from the same copper nickel solution the Ike dollars are made of, and in 1981 coins were issued for collectors, but only occasionally showed up in circulation. The Anthony dollar, because of its color, size, and design, was often confused with the quarter. It was never popular for production and was suspended in 1981. In 1999, it was struck again because the treasury reserves of the coin were low. And the Sacagawea dollar was only a year away from production, but it was still a year away. While reserves of the coin were high, they were mostly seen in vending machines, transit systems, and post offices. The Sacagawea dollar. The Sacagawea dollar is currently being minted to this day and was first minted in 2000. It was first authorized by Congress in 1997 because of the supply of Anthony dollars. Inventory, since it was last minted in 1981, was soon to be depleted. The coins have a copper core clad by manganese brass. Delays in the Sacagawea dollar production led to a final 1999 dated mintage of the Susan B. Anthony dollar, and these coins were frequently in use by general commerce. They were often given out as changed, by the United States Postal Service stamp vending machines, which had a small, it was relatively uncommon, but they had a relatively small high demand. But that demand was eliminated when all the stamp machines were eliminated by the post office in 2011. The coin featured a Sacagawea on the front of it and an eagle on the back of it. And if the eagle's tail feathers were braided, that was a Cheerio dollar, and they were given out in Cheerio boxes. There are approximately 1 billion Sacagawea coins in circulation, and about 250 million in the reserve. The mint greatly reduced production after the 2001 minting, citing sufficient inventory from 2002 to 2008. The Sacagawea dollar is still minted for circulation. It was available on uncirculated mint sets and proof sets, but generally not released for circulation again until the Native American series in 2009. As of 2022, dollar coins are not widely encountered in U.S. commerce, except in vending machines, for rides on mass transit, and some pay and display machines. Some laundromats and old-fashioned slot machines, on the other hand, have the Sacagawea dollar. Pretty cool. The presidential dollar sets. They were minted from 2007 to 2016, and again in 2020, and again when another president dies. To be a president on these dollar series, you have to be dead for at least 5 years and a United States president. And the last president to be put on these coins was George H.W. Bush, who died in 2018. In December 2005, Congress decided to create a new series of $1 coins that would honor the former U.S. presidents. In 2007, presidential coins of 4 different designs were produced. Another 4 designs will be produced each year in order of service. Grover Cleveland is going to be on 2 coins because he had 2 non-consecutive terms. The Presidential $1 Coin Act is intended to create renewed interest in dollar coins, like it was seen during the 50-state quotas program. At least 1/3 of all dollar coins produced are still Sacagawea coins, with the remaining coins being the 4 presidential coins. Annually, under federal law, no coins feature a living president or a president who died less than 2 years earlier. Like I said, from 2 up to 5. So H.W. Bush would be the last president to have a coin made after them. And the next president to go will probably be Jimmy Carter because he's 100 years old. And then so on and so forth. The last dollar coins I have for you are being minted from 2018, and they're going to be stopped minting them in 2032. On July 20th, 2018, the then president, and I hope the president coming up, Donald Trump, signed the American Innovation $1 Coin Act into law. This program calls for the release of 4 new coins each year from 2019 to 2032 to honor an innovation and innovators by issuing $1 coins for each of the 50 states and D.C. and the 5 territories: Puerto Rico, Guam, American Samoa, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and the Northern Mariana Islands. An introductory coin commemorating George Washington signing the country's first patent into law was released on December 2018. And these coins are only being minted for collectors, and they're not going to be released into the general public. I'm the Conservative Coin Collector. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments or anything, make sure to leave them down below. With that being said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and hit the bell icon. Until next time, I'm signing off. Peace out, everybody. Bye-bye.